Hello and welcome to Leisure Loop. My wife and I recently got to go to Kauai, Hawaii, one of the Hawaiian islands. Kauai is known as the Garden Isle and is the fourth most visited island behind Oahu, Big Island, and Maui. This video is mostly going to cover some hikes we did, the boat tour we took, as well as a little bit of snorkeling that we would recommend doing if you ever get the chance to go to Kauai. If you have any questions about the rest of our trip, feel free to leave them in the comments. Without further ado, here are some of the things we did in our December 2021 trip to Kauai.
Okay, Melly, where are we?
We are at Shipwreck Beach.
Shipwreck Beach. We've taken the hike, heading east. It hasn't been super challenging, but it has been sandy, so just be careful to not get too much sand in your shoes.
I can't wait to see more.
Same. And I do like me some crashing waves.
At the end of the Shipwreck Beach hike is a cave that you go into, and the cave is located in this really pretty cavern. It's like a sunken part of the land. As we went through this cave, we weren't sure what we were going to find on the other side. But we just arrived in this really pretty cave, and there was a tour going on, which we did not expect and we had not planned. So we joined the tour.
Dripping, drip, drip, drip off the tip there, creating that rocky structure.
Which explained the history of some of the land and how the sunken cavern came to be and who owned it throughout the years. And they were just looking for a donation to keep doing good things with that space.
Here we are. Mel, say hello. Finishing up our coconut.
Hello.
We got some coconuts from a local coconut guy. And we got some chickens over there eating some coconuts. And we're enjoying the coconuts. Mel, what do you have to say to the viewers? Your mom's probably watching. It's a beautiful drive to the Waimea River Canyon trailhead that we are heading to here in Kauai in our Camaro convertible, which is growing on me. Just a beautiful day.
One quick tip, that coconut guy might be there one day and at a different beach the next day. A lot of things in Kauai are run by a small group of people and anything might be closed on a given day. So be ready to be a little flexible.
We are on a trail,
Yeah.
the Kauai Trail in
Nice.
Waimea Canyon. It keeps going.
Oh my goodness.
It's 2 miles.
This is probably hard to tell, but this is pretty much straight down.
The Kauai Trail is in Waimea Canyon State Park, and it starts on a road near the top of the mountain and works its way all the way down the Waimea Canyon until you hit the Waimea River at the bottom. It's pretty challenging, especially on your way back up. You have to plan ahead. It's about a 5-mile hike, and we loved it. And you went from clay to sort of forests to this rock section.
All right, here we are at phase 75 of the hike we're on today. We are now in the woods section, just past that rock section, which was very rocky. How's it going, Mel?
Good. I definitely hear the water.
Yep, and I think we're about 2 miles in.
The whole point is to get down to the Waimea River, which eventually we did make it to.
All right, we made it down to the bottom. This is the river. It's very pretty, but the hike was definitely the prettier part.
Hey, if somebody could comment what sort of plants those are, I'm curious to know.
But it's buggy at the bottom.
Yep.
There were no bugs the whole time, and now that we're here, there are bugs, so we're gonna head back. We are hiking in the canyon
With the goats.
with the goats. Fortunately, they're not interested in us. We are now hiking back up, which is very steep, but holy Moses, these views. Way in the distance, there is a waterfall. We are that many miles in. I think it's about 5.7 round trip according to the Apple Watch.
Just driving around this island was one of our favorite things to do on the trip. You can see the ocean and the mountains from almost everywhere on the island, and even though we had some cloudy days, the views were outstanding. We're eating poke from
Kauai Fish Market.
Kauai Fish Market, highly recommended.
Yep.
This was like 25 bucks, but it's a lot of delicious poke. And we've parked on this pier, and the ocean is like right there. And it feels like at any moment we could get splashed. It's just an amazing view.
And there's like a blowhole off in the distance. I'm gonna try to film it, but I don't know if I will be able to. Oh, there it goes. Woo! Blowhole! This is Salt Pond Beach, and we ended up not getting in the water, but normally when the water is clear, this is a great calm area to take novice snorkelers, and there's supposed to be great sea life. The bathrooms didn't seem like they were in great condition, but there was a lot of beach space and a lot of parking, and would be a nice place to have a picnic. This next hike was to the lighthouse, which is right by the airport. Kind of a goofy hike. You had to walk around a hotel complex and then down this dirt road that was clearly for vehicles. But we found it on all trails, and the lighthouse did offer really pretty views.
What do you think, Mel?
This was one of our favorite parts of the trip, and this was just a couple of steps from our hotel. These seals would come up and sleep on the beach almost every day, 2 or 3 or 4 at a time. And every day they had different cones set around where the seals were. Similar story with the turtles. Every night they would really slowly work their way up onto the shore. And we'd stand around for 30 minutes or an hour just watching maybe 20 turtles come and work their way up the shore, all the way until the sunset. On one of the last days of our trip, we did a Nepali coast tour with the Lakio Kauai Cruises group on the Nepali Kai 3 boat. First thing we saw as we were touring the Nepali coast was dolphins. Like the most dolphins I've ever seen in my life. The boat was a little rough, and we had a few moments where we thought we might get a little seasick, but in the end of the day, we were just fine. The coast offered endless, stunning views. It's one of the most iconic parts of Kauai, and if you're okay with a boat ride and you're okay with a little bit of adventure, you should definitely sign up for a boat tour. We did stop and snorkel on our boat at one point in time. I'll show that footage a little later. But the side of the cliffs of the island had waterfalls coming down in all directions, even so close we could get the boat up and splash some people in the front of the boat. The guides were great. The boat company was phenomenal. If we went back to Kauai, we would not hesitate to sign up to go on another boat ride with them.
Well, right here, it's called Kauai. All that water's coming out of a spring up there, about halfway up the mountain where those sandalwood trees are up there. Down here on the left, you got 2 sea caves. The longest of all the valleys out here on the Nepali. That thing stretches about 5 miles up the mountain there. To the left of the valley, you'll see the dried up waterfall. Back in the early 1900s, they diverted the fresh water from this side of the island for the sugar industry on the west side. This right here, this is Honopu. You got two beaches here at Honopu. You can hike either ridge of this valley. The one on the right is called the Honopu Trail. The one on the left is called the Kalepa Ridge Trail.
And up here is a very famous rock. If anybody can tell me the name of the movie that this rock was featured in, put it in the comments, and the first person to do it, I'll pin ya!
Is our last night in Kauai. Here's the sunset, finally a clear sky. Hit like, hit subscribe, and get over to Kauai whenever you get the chance. It is absolutely lovely if you know what to look for. Mahalo and aloha.
Aloha.